Let's see here. If they were in New York, I don't know. But okay, it was actually Reed and Priest then. But okay, so Ponsky Law. Okay, so this person now is at a small law firm. They've been in a lot of large law firms. Wow. I guess this is for real. Great resume. Let's see here. Senior counsel, okay, partner. And then senior counsel. Okay, so this person, just so everyone understands, so there's a lot of stuff you can tell very quickly with this resume. I like what this person's done with this resume, to be honest with you. I like that their experience, you can see here that they don't really have a lot of information about their experience. What this person did is fairly common. They went to the U.S. Attorney's Office, it looks like right out of law school in 1982, and then, or whatever, maybe these dates are made up. And so that's typical of people that go to Yale and stuff, if they like getting the government experience right away. And then they had a series of pretty good jobs in different law firms. They were a partner in this law firm for 9 years, and then became senior counsel, and then basically the person's probably in their mid 60s, maybe retired, but not really. And then just this incredible education. I would put my dates of graduation on there. People are going to figure it out. You graduated in 82 or whatever anyway. So I would put that on. All these things about corporate governments and so forth. Here, I honestly don't know. And the other thing too is I don't always, I should have talked about this earlier. Pro bono stuff is okay, but the people that do pro bono typically don't have a lot of work. So you just want to be very careful with a lot of stuff. And you can see also, I'm not trying to be rude here, but this person, Phi Beta Kappa from Harvard and Yale Law School, there's hardly any errors coming up in Grammarly compared to some of these other resumes we've looked at today, where there's just all this stuff going on. So you can see that when people make things that are shorter, a lot of times there's far fewer issues with things. One other thing anyway, I'm not going to actually do that, but okay. So skills and expertise, recent honors, representative matters, activities. Yeah. So I really do not have many problems with this resume, and this should be bolded up. You always want to be careful and maybe have a second set of options. And you can see here, we're getting into this person's spell canceling in the wrong way. So you do it does need to be proved. Okay. Yeah. So let me just see here. I like the resume. I like the resume personally, just like this, with a much shorter resume. And then I would probably put the admissions, bar associations, and so forth on another page. This. And like that, activities, and then New York. You don't need all that. Just obviously the person's admitted in New York. All these bar associations and committees. Yeah, it's probably okay. Pro bono. I don't know that this pro bono is needed. The only reason you would want to put this pro bono stuff up there is if you were looking to do this sort of work. So that would be my recommendation. Otherwise, I don't know that you would want it up there. And then I might just add this kind of as a page at the end of the resume. That's how I would handle that. Again, this should be, but otherwise a good resume. I hope you can see what's going on. When I see just this part, I would just see admitted in the New York bar. If you just had this, for example, admitted in New York bar, admitted in New York, admitted in New York bar, New York bar, something simple like that. I know it's hard to see probably with all this stuff, but a much shorter resume like this is actually stronger than what we started with, because it shows the ability to take a lot of information and consolidate it. This person has a lot of employment stability. They were 18 years here. They were 12 years here. They've been on their own for a short time, and academics are excellent. And you probably don't even need to put admitted to the New York bar because it's presumed. So a much shorter resume works. And then all this other stuff, you can have a representative matter sheet. This is very good, by the way. This person is actually helping everyone here quite a bit. You should have this representative matters for, if you're a litigator, it's always a great idea to put this on there and you can see that they made it very general, but you should always have representative matters on there to the extent you can. That's actually very good for litigation people. So this is the person did securities class action and so forth. And that's great. And then these honors are fine. Most of these honors, though, a lot of times employers kind of ask themselves, does the fact that the person's interested in human rights help us? These sorts of honors will help the firm to the extent the firm wants to do pro bono. And this will help them to the extent they want to do pro bono, or it will help someone outside to the extent they want to do pro bono. This person is on this link of the best lawyers in America. If that's competitive, that's great. But This is, pretty much a great resume. It's just I would shorten it up and put all the stuff at the end. And then when you see this, all you're seeing is excellence. You're just seeing Yale Law School, Harvard Law, Harvard Magna Cum Laude, Phi Beta Kappa, just pretty much all around awesome. And then you get into all this stuff and you see the stuff that they've done. The big question that law firms have is, again, I'll go back to these. Can they do the job? This person can pretty much do any type of litigation job. If you've been at really good firms like this person has, it's pretty obvious that you can do pretty much anything. And so that's not that important. If you've had a lot of employment stability like this person has, it's pretty obvious you can be managed. Their only concern is going to be the more you start talking about things to do with other things you may have done that they may not like that. And then will they do the job long term? You can see that. And then do they want the job? If the person's on their own, my sense probably what happened here, and I don't know, but this person probably became a partner and they got older and had less business, so they made them counsel. And then because there wasn't as much work for the counsel, they started doing a lot of pro bono and so forth. And that's a pretty common trajectory for people to follow. That's how I would do that. And you can see anytime you shorten something up, you can emphasize the good. And here, these are all great firms. This shows stability. It shows all this sort of thing. So I would be careful with that.